Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Pastor KZ. Welcome to the All About Favorite channel. Thank you all, my 8,000 plus subscribers. You all really support me and I appreciate it. Those of you who have yet to subscribe, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. At the end of the video, comment, like, and share the video. Don't forget thumbs up, thumbs up. Y'all, the eyewear that I've worn all this week have been selected for the eyewear line. This one of all the eyewear pieces was ranked number 1. This is the one that you all liked the best. So I'm not sure, but they have told me this one will be available in this particular color because, as I said, some of the pieces they have sent me, the colors are not available. But this color is available, and this, I think, is also going to be in a black frame, I think a blue frame, and I'm going to select an animal print. So this size frame will be on the eyewear line. Thank you again. My attire this week has been rivalry schools. Yesterday, Ohio State. Today, Michigan. Great state of Michigan. Okay, Coach Harbaugh, get it together there. Y'all, all this week we've been talking about generational dysfunction. I will be doing a part 2. It won't be next week, but it'll be in the weeks to come. So many emails. I don't know, so many emails. This will take a long time. I've stirred up something to where we're really going to have to talk about this. And I am going to attempt to get with some professionals in the community and get some information, because you all are now opening up, sharing some of these hidden or secret things that happen in your life, and it is affecting you, and you need to get some therapy, and you've indicated you want to get help now that you're a little bit ready to talk about it and you are more comfortable journaling. So I'm going to have to get with some professionals in the community, because I am not a professional of this or a guru. All I am doing on this platform is just stirring up some emotions. I want to empower you. I want to help you have a better quality of life, because you know what, I believe, and it's my opinion, I believe sometimes how people was raised or what went on in the home or how their family is, the dynamics is, I believe that affects people's lives as adults. I just believe that. I believe, since we've been really on these relationship issues, I had to pause that, because a lot of the things that were said in the emails about relationships, or about how men feel about women or how women feel about men, the more and more emails I get, and I'm still getting emails and reading through them, is talking about things that they observed as children, how their fathers or their granddaddies or their uncles treated women, or vice versa, how the mothers were. So this generational stuff that's just been passed on and on. So like I say, we're going to continue this topic because I have such an overflow of emails. But as I said, I'm not a guru and I'm not an expert. I'm only a person that I have a love for people, and I want people to be healthy and whole. Now, not saying you're never going to forget or you're going to be free of those memories, but it will help you, and it will help you modify some things in your life. And I only want to offer you some tools that you can use in addition to praying and studying the Bible and going to church. There are other things I believe that is helpful. Now, I do encourage you, if you have the means to get therapy, please find you a good counselor and get into it. And I am a proponent of journaling. I believe in journaling. Because, some people say, well, why you got to write this stuff down? Because sometimes just writing it is therapeutic. Because it's your way of certain things you can't even verbalize. But if you write it down and read it back, you're like, wow, this is sick. So just want to help you have a better quality of life. Now, never will I tell you to forget the pain, or it's going to go away, or the shame will go away, the hurt will go away, or the guilt. No, I'm not going to tell you that, because that's not realistic. But here are some more excerpts from your emails. Tell me what you think. Hi, Pastor KZ. All my life, I felt trapped. I imagined I was someone else, and I had a whole fake family in my head. I made and created a whole fake family. Why? Because I lived in a home that was blended with a stepfather and two of his children. I know my mother didn't want his kids there, but she needed the man to help provide. So she allowed it. I was a 10-year-old girl. They were 13 and 15-year-old boys. Do I really have to say what else happened? Do I really have to say that there were times my stepfather and his two sons had their way with me? Now I'm 38 years old. I cannot sustain a relationship. I resent my mother because when I told her the first time that my stepfather came into the bathroom while I was showering, he touched me. My mother made me feel like I was to blame. And then she said he meant no harm. He was just doing what a normal father would do. But he is not my father, Mom. Needless to say, that only gave him the green light to do more to me once he saw my mom would take his side. You don't think this is dysfunction? Let's go to email number 2 excerpt. Hi, Auntie KZ. I'm confused about my gender. You hear me? I was born female, but I hate men. Could it be because the men I trusted the most in my family repeatedly violated me? Yep, I think I come from a dysfunctional family. Y'all hear this? Confused about her gender, born female, but hate men because every man in her family she trusted violated her. The first email, the mother taking the stepdad's side, and the stepdad, 2 sons in the house. Y'all, do you understand what I'm saying? It takes me, sometimes I will get on one email and it'll take me a full hour just to reread and digest it and reply. And then I end up responding back and forth. We having a whole full-blown conversation via email about one email. Y'all, I take this very seriously, what I do. I am here for you because of my love for people, because I feel like that is my calling. This is my calling, to reach out to people and to help people in any way I know how. And if that is through this platform of reading your emails, that's what I'm going to do. Because, yes, it's lots of people out on YouTube and on different social media platforms. And there's room for us all because everybody offers something different or brings something different to the table here. But y'all, this platform here is where you all feel safe to share this stuff. But you cannot stop with just sharing it. I cannot stop here. I've got to figure out and find ways and give you tools to help you. I pray for you. I pray with you. But it's more work need to be done. These things passed on from generation to generation. Now, think about this. This stepfather situation from the first email. What do you think his 2 boys, they 10 and 15, what do you think they have learned from him of what he's doing to their stepsister? I have a whole suggestion from 5 different emails that want me to do a whole week-long series on blended families and the secrets that go on there. Now, there's some very good blended families. There's some very good stepfathers and stepbrother and sister dynamics, but then there are a lot of ones that's not so good. And this is an indication of that. Let's go on to the next email excerpt. I just had to pause it there. Sorry, y'all. Hey, Pastor KZ. Am I the only normal person in my jacked up family? Every one of the women from my grandmother, my aunts, my mother are victims of domestic abuse. And they act like this is normal. One of my crazy aunts, well, she's really my great aunt. Know what she said to me? Baby, if he don't beat you, he don't love you. How sick is that? I know you don't want to use the term generational curse, but that's exactly what I feel I grew up in. Did y'all hear that? A man don't love you if he don't beat you. That's sick. You're right. That is sick. And it is dysfunction. Here's another excerpt. Hey, Pastor KZ, what do you call it when your daddy has children by multiple women? I got 13 siblings scattered between 5 different women. Of course, no, he wasn't married to them. He was married to my mom. Here I am, a 50-year-old man, and I've done the same blank thing. Never, ever in a million years would I think I've done it. Pastor KZ, I have 3, as they call it, baby mamas. I have 7 kids sprinkled between these 3 women. Not to mention the 2 I have with my wife. And you don't think this stuff is generational. The thing is, Pastor KZ, I have 3 brothers. And guess what? They've done the same thing. So, you don't want to call it a generational curse? That's what we are. We're living in a generational curse. Pastor KZ, I didn't want to be like my daddy, but I am just like him. So are 3 of my brothers. By the way, Pastor KZ, one of my brothers is writing you as we speak. And we need 3 boy bye shirts, by the way. But thank you for your shows. I'll continue to watch. I'm a new subscriber, but this week's shows have forced me. I'm going to binge watch all your shows. You need to keep talking about this, because this is just, it's running rampant and nobody is talking about it. Thank you for having the courage to say something and to let us say something without you judging us and preaching a sermon to us, because at this stage, I don't think that's what we need to hear. Pastor Casey, I need help. I'm sick about this. Never, ever, I gotta keep saying it, did I ever want to be like that man who is my father. And I'm just like him. I got 7 kids sprinkled between 3 different women who is not my wife. Y'all, like I said, this just scratched the surface this week. Thank all of you for writing. Y'all, I could go on and read excerpts from these emails. Y'all got to understand, within a week's time, sometime I might get, I think this week, of all of the shows I've done, this week followed by a close second of regrets and buyer's remorse. This week I've gotten 137 emails. This week alone. And I think one day I spent just 3 hours, and I didn't even read half of them yet. So y'all, you can't get focused and find balance when you're living like this. When this stuff is haunting you, when you've gotten this stuff hidden. These are things that is, some people, they're hurting inside. And they're passing it on, as I've been saying every single day, generation to generation to generation. Fathers passing this behavior on to sons. You got daughters hating their mothers because the mamas just didn't protect them or whatever reason. Y'all, we got to keep having this conversation. I am going to do part 2 of generational dysfunction. Like I said, it won't be next week, but maybe the week after. We got to keep talking about this. Since it is Food for Thought Friday, I just want to leave you all with this. You know, life is what you make it, and sometimes you get broken along the way. Sometimes as children, you are not to be blamed. You were a child. Some of the things you encountered and experienced, it was not your fault. And I do believe as you grow older into adulthood, this stuff affects you. But you can get help. There's counselors out there. Find the right counselor. Sometimes you might pick a therapist and y'all might not gel. But don't stop. It's just like going to a store. You buy a pair of shoes, but if the shoe don't fit, you take it back. You return it. You do not have to stop therapy just because this particular therapist did not match or gel with you. Find another one. Don't stop. I think it's wonderful that some of you want to get help. I think it's wonderful, and I so appreciate that you all are willing to do what I ask when I say journal. You know how many journals have been sold simply because you have decided to get help. This is helping you. And some of you saying it for the first time and writing it out, reading it, it has helped you already. Because you took the first step. You're admitting it. You've identified that this is a problem and you want to get help. Help is around the corner. We're going to continue to pray about it, but we're going to use other tools out there as well. Because praying about it, going to church, sometimes people overcompensate with church and religiosity to the point where that stuff still gets buried and the Lord will fix it. He hasn't fixed it because you're still living it. See, I heard Iyanla Vanzant say something very crucial. She said, when do you know something don't hurt or you're over it or you're healing from it is when you can talk about it and you don't shed those tears like you used to. You own something, my sister Iyanla. Y'all keep doing the work. And guess what? I'm going to be right here for you. We're going to keep doing it together. We're going to walk through it together. Because as I tell you, Pastor KZ don't have a perfect life, okay? Pastor KZ done walked through some things herself. That's why I feel a need, a draw, a pull that this is what I'm here for. This is a part of my gift. This is a part of my purpose. So don't for a moment think, I don't know what I'm talking about. Because some of these things I've walked through. Not all, but some. Every story is different. And like I said at the beginning of the week, your pain might not be identical to another, but pain is pain. What say you? Let's keep doing the work. I will see you back on next week. Have a wonderful weekend.